Hey dear, stop for a moment and listen to the truth. It will shake everything you've believed since childhood. From the day you could walk, people trained you like an animal. Be happy where you are right now. But don't act like an animal. Society teaches you to be good, to follow the rules, to never make waves. They tell you honesty is the highest virtue, humility is your shield, kindness is your ticket, and obedience is safety. But the harsh truth is this: society doesn't reward goodness. It rewards power, cunning, and strategy. People who follow the rules blindly get used, ignored, or crushed. They work hard, play fair, and still get passed over by those who understand the real game. Machiavelli made it clear centuries ago: the world is not fair. It is fought over, manipulated, and mastered by those who break rules wisely. The people who rule, the people who dominate, the people who survive, they do not act like the crowd. They act like themselves. They bend the rules, exploit weaknesses, and know when to show mercy or when to strike. You were raised to be polite, to obey, to blend in, to wait for permission. You were told, be good, be quiet, be loyal. But those commands were not for your benefit. They were designed to make you controllable. Every time you obey blindly, you give up leverage. Every time you stay silent, you lose influence. Every time you conform, you erase your power. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." That is the reality nobody wants to admit. Fear is not cruelty. It is respect. It is presence. It is control over your life and over how others treat you. The ones who bend under society's rules will always be led. The ones who understand the hidden laws, who observe, who calculate, who act, those are the ones who rise above the crowd. This video will show you 9 dark rules of society you must break if you want to become untouchable, respected, and unstoppable. These rules will teach you how to wield power in a world that values cunning over courtesy, results over reputation, and action over obedience. By the end of this video, you won't see people, society, or rules the same way. You'll see the game. You'll see where the advantage lies. You'll see what it takes to stop being used, overlooked, or ignored. Now write this affirmation in the comments: I play the game. Number 1. Always be honest. Society says always tell the truth. Be honest, be transparent, be open. They call honesty a virtue. They say it earns trust. But here's the reality: truth can be a weapon. Spoken carelessly, it becomes ammunition for those who want to control you. People twist your honesty. They exploit it. They use it against you. Machiavelli knew that truth is power, but only when handled wisely. A sharp mind knows what to reveal and when. Full honesty is dangerous. Complete openness is vulnerability. The wise do not lie recklessly. They do not betray their advantage. Honesty must be measured. Share enough to build trust. Withhold enough to maintain power. Speak the truth, but speak it selectively. Observe reactions. Gauge intentions. Manipulate perception without deception. That is the art of strategic honesty. If you reveal too much, you invite attacks. If you reveal too little, you lose influence. Balance is key. People assume that honesty means weakness. They assume it equals simplicity. They are wrong. Honest words delivered with strategy are sharper than swords. Machiavelli wrote, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command." Commanding respect requires knowing when to speak, what to reveal, and what to hold back. Strategic honesty builds credibility. It protects you. It disarms adversaries while empowering allies. Always remember, truth is a tool. It is not a moral obligation. Use it wisely. Misuse it, and you suffer. Master it, and you control perception, trust, and authority. Honesty becomes a weapon, a shield, and a lever. The strong never apologize for it. They never over-explain. They never give it away for free. They understand the rules of power and the risks of exposure. Learn to tell the truth without surrendering yourself. Learn to wield words as instruments of influence. Watch who listens, who reacts, and who plots. Your honesty should advance your position, not compromise it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I speak truth with power. Number 2. Fit in and be like everyone. Society tells you to blend in, to follow the crowd, to never stand out. They call it humility, cooperation, and social grace. But the truth is, fitting in makes you invisible. The world rewards the bold, not the ordinary. Those who conform are predictable. They are overlooked. They are replaced. Machiavelli understood that leaders do not follow. They stand apart. Being like everyone else is a trap. It limits influence. It kills ambition. If you want power, you must resist the pressure to conform. You must act differently, think differently, and be willing to stand alone. Observers watch, competitors judge, and allies test boundaries. If you are merely part of the crowd, you are forgotten. To rise, you must be seen. To be seen, you must break the illusion of sameness. People will criticize. They will misunderstand. They will fear what they cannot control. That is your advantage. Strategic distinction commands attention. It signals strength. It signals independence. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Being different can inspire fear, respect, and curiosity, all tools for influence. You do not rebel without cause. You do not act recklessly. You differentiate yourself with purpose, calculation, and strategy. Align your appearance, your actions, and your decisions to your goals, not to social expectation. Conformity is a leash. Independence is leverage. The crowd rewards obedience. Power rewards courage and intelligence. Stand out when it matters. Lead when others follow blindly. Your uniqueness becomes a weapon when paired with discipline. Those who blend too much are ignored. Those who dare to stand alone are noticed, respected, and eventually followed. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I rise above the crowd. Number 3. Be humble always. Society tells you to be humble, to stay quiet, to avoid drawing attention. They say humility is virtue. They call it respect. But the truth is, humility can hide strength or destroy it. Too much humility, and you are overlooked. Your ideas, your achievements, your influence vanish. People mistake silence for weakness. Machiavelli knew that appearances matter more than reality. Humility should be a tool, not a chain. Show modesty, but never let it shrink your presence. Let people think you are ordinary while you build power in secret. The wise balance humility with ambition. They acknowledge others, but never surrender authority. They listen more than they speak. But when they speak, their words carry weight. Humility is not submission. It is strategy. The world rewards those who control perception. A modest exterior conceals calculated intent. Appear unassuming, but act decisively. Machiavelli wrote, "Men in general judge more by appearances than by reality." Use this. Let humility mask your strength. Let patience disguise your plan. Let politeness hide your edge. Never let your inner power bow to social expectation. Humility becomes deadly when paired with intelligence, strategy, and timing. The humble who over-apologize, over-explain, or defer too much are crushed by those who act boldly. True humility builds influence quietly. It earns trust. It earns loyalty. But it does not prevent dominance. Stand modestly, but never weaken. Lead subtly, but never lose command. Let others underestimate you. Let them reveal their weaknesses. Then strike with precision. using the power they never saw coming. Humility is armor, not a cage. It protects, it deceives, and it amplifies your authority. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I humbly command respect. Number 4, be nice to everyone. Society says, be nice to everyone. Smile, help, be kind. They call it virtue. They claim it builds trust and friendship. But the reality is harsher. Being nice without boundaries makes you weak. People take advantage. They manipulate. They exploit your generosity. Machiavelli knew that kindness can be a weapon, but only when paired with strategy. Unchecked niceness is liability. Strategic niceness is power. Be polite. Be courteous. Help when it serves your purpose. Refuse when it protects your position. Appear friendly, but never naive. Observe intentions. Test loyalty. Measure reactions. Those who are nice without calculation are easy to control. Those who wield niceness with intelligence disarm rivals and influence allies. Machiavelli wrote, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command." Commanding respect sometimes requires saying no. Niceness must have limits. Boundaries are not cruelty. They are shields. Being universally liked is overrated. Influence and authority matter more. Use kindness to inspire trust. Use it to conceal ambition. Use it to manipulate perception. But never let generosity erode your strength. The strongest do not apologize for protecting themselves. They do not over-explain or overcommit. They understand the balance between charm and control. Be gracious when it increases your leverage. Be reserved when it preserves your power. People notice actions more than words. Those who are too nice often get trampled. Those who are strategic with niceness rise quietly. Your friendliness becomes armor. It builds alliances. It sets traps. It earns respect without surrendering authority. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am kind with purpose. Number 5. Be patient. Society teaches patience as if waiting will bring rewards automatically. They say, good things come to those who wait. But in reality, waiting without action is surrender. Those who sit idle, hoping for opportunity, often watch the world pass them by. Patience is not passive. It is strategic. Machiavelli understood that fortune favors the bold who know when to move and when to pause. The difference between success and failure lies not in waiting, but in timing. Too many people confuse patience with submission. They hold back, fearing risk, avoiding confrontation, or waiting for approval. Meanwhile, life moves, deals change, positions are taken, and those who hesitated are left behind. True patience requires awareness, observation, and calculation. You must know the landscape, study the players, and predict outcomes. You must recognize when the right moment has arrived and strike decisively. Waiting is only powerful when combined with preparation. Being patient is not suffering quietly. It is sharpening your position while others act blindly. Impulsiveness may bring temporary gains, but calculated timing ensures long-term influence. Patience allows you to watch weaknesses, exploit mistakes, and move when advantage is greatest. Machiavelli wrote, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to wait for the right moment," emphasizing that the world rewards precision over haste. The strongest individuals are neither impatient nor idle. They plan, they anticipate, they act with perfect timing. Those who mistake waiting for weakness often find themselves overtaken by the opportunists who combine observation with action. Patience without preparation is lost time. Patience with insight is mastery. Learn to observe, learn to anticipate, and learn to act only when conditions are favorable. The ability to wait, study, and then strike is what separates the wise from the foolish. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I move with purpose. Number 6. Always be loyal. Society teaches that loyalty is the highest virtue, that standing by people unconditionally earns trust and admiration. They tell you to be faithful, dependable, and unwavering, as if blind devotion guarantees safety or friendship. But the harsh truth is, loyalty without discernment can destroy you. People often exploit the faithful, using your commitment to bind you to their agendas, limit your freedom, or betray your interests. Machiavelli emphasized that loyalty is not a gift, it is a tool to be given strategically. The wise understand that allegiance must be conditional, earned, and purposeful. True loyalty strengthens your position. Blind loyalty weakens it. When you support someone who acts recklessly, dishonestly, or manipulatively, you share their risks, and their failures become yours. Loyalty must be aligned with wisdom, not emotion. Observing character, assessing intention, and calculating benefit are essential before you commit. Betrayal often comes not from malice, but from naivety. The loyal who do not question are the easiest targets in any arena: politics, business, relationships, or social hierarchies. Machiavelli warned that a prince cannot rely on the loyalty of others without safeguarding himself and ensuring the allegiance serves his power. You must know when to support and when to withdraw. Loyalty should never be self-sacrificing or limitless. It should be intelligent, deliberate, and strategic. The strongest individuals do not abandon loyalty, but they redefine it according to reality. They serve those who increase their influence, protect their interests, and respect boundaries. When loyalty becomes blind, you are no longer a player, you are a pawn. Controlled loyalty ensures respect, trust, and authority, while minimizing vulnerability. You gain allies without creating shackles. Your allegiance is a choice, not a burden, and it is always measured against self-preservation and growth. Machiavelli wrote, "Men in general judge more by appearances than by reality," reminding you that loyalty must be demonstrated wisely, not freely, because perception alone affects how others respond. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I give loyalty wisely. Number 7. Always be happy. Society tells you to always be happy, to smile through struggles, to appear cheerful no matter the circumstances. They say that positivity attracts others and that a happy demeanor is the key to success and social acceptance. But the harsh reality is that forced happiness can mask weakness and prevent growth. Those who focus on appearing happy all the time often avoid confronting challenges, risks, and uncomfortable truths. Machiavelli understood that true strength does not come from constant pleasure, but from facing adversity with awareness and control. Happiness, when treated as a goal rather than a tool, becomes superficial. The powerful do not chase joy blindly. They chase advantage, influence, and mastery over circumstances. Pain, struggle, and discomfort are not obstacles. They are teachers that reveal opportunity. Those who embrace difficulty and manage it strategically gain resilience, insight, and authority. Appearing happy when it serves influence is useful, but naive optimism that ignores reality is dangerous. People who seek only comfort tend to be manipulated, overlooked, or controlled by circumstance. Machiavelli emphasized that fortune rewards those who anticipate change, endure challenge, and act decisively, not those who hope life will always feel pleasant. True contentment comes from mastery over one's environment, from knowing when to act, when to hold, and how to leverage events to your advantage. Being happy as a mask can inspire confidence in allies and uncertainty in rivals, but happiness as an escape leads to dependence and vulnerability. The world does not admire those who laugh to hide fear. It respects those who face hardship, control their reactions, and act with purpose. Real satisfaction comes from achieving objectives, protecting influence, and maintaining self-discipline. Your emotions are tools, not rulers. Use them wisely. Machiavelli wrote, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both," reminding us that perception and power matter more than superficial pleasure. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I harness my strength. Number 8. Forgive everyone. Society teaches that forgiveness is noble, that forgiving others is the mark of virtue, and that holding grudges corrodes your soul. They say everyone deserves a second chance, that letting go of anger frees you. But in reality, blind forgiveness can destroy influence, compromise power, and invite repeated harm. People test boundaries constantly, and those who forgive without strategy quickly find themselves exploited again and again. Machiavelli understood that mercy and prudence must coexist, and that forgiveness is only valuable when it serves your position. To forgive recklessly is to signal weakness. To forgive intelligently is to assert control. When someone wrongs you, the choice is not simply between holding resentment or letting go. It is about preserving authority, deterring future transgressions, and maintaining respect. Those who forgive without consideration allow others to manipulate outcomes, assuming that limits do not exist. Forgiveness without consequence can erode credibility, reduce deterrence, and encourage disloyalty. Machiavelli warned that a ruler must sometimes be both feared and merciful, but always strategic, because appearing soft without foresight invites rebellion and undermines stability. True power comes from balancing mercy with vigilance. You forgive, but you never forget. You allow past offenses to inform future decisions. You may release resentment internally, but externally, you establish boundaries that protect you and your influence. People must know that transgression has consequences and that forgiveness is earned, not automatic. Forgiveness, when wielded strategically, reinforces authority, strengthens alliances, and consolidates power. Those who misuse it pay a heavy price, losing respect and becoming vulnerable to manipulation. The strongest individuals forgive selectively, act decisively, and control perception. Machiavelli wrote, "He who becomes a prince through the favor of the people should always keep their goodwill, but never at the cost of his authority," reminding us that even mercy must reinforce power rather than diminish it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I forgive with wisdom. Number 9. Don't make enemies. Society warns you to avoid conflict, to keep peace, and to never make enemies. They say hostility destroys relationships, that confrontation is dangerous, and that harmony is the key to survival. But the reality is different. Those who fear making enemies at all costs often appear weak, predictable, and unthreatening. The world respects strength, influence, and strategic dominance, not perpetual neutrality. Machiavelli understood that a person without enemies is rarely powerful because influence naturally provokes resistance. Complete avoidance of conflict can render you irrelevant, invisible, and easily manipulated. The goal is not to seek enmity, but to control it. You must distinguish between unnecessary feuds and strategic opposition. Enemies are not inherently bad. They are indicators that your actions carry weight, that your presence matters, and that others are forced to respond to your decisions. Avoid pointless hostility, but never shrink from the necessary assertion of authority. Those who refuse to act decisively out of fear of confrontation invite subversion, betrayal, and exploitation. Power requires that you take calculated risks, defend your position, and sometimes provoke tension to maintain respect. Machiavelli wrote, "A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his word," meaning that authority depends on discretion, timing, and the willingness to act strategically, even if it creates opposition. Do not pursue conflict for emotion or pride, but do not avoid it to please others. The smart individual recognizes which battles strengthen influence, which rivalries serve as deterrents, and which alliances are worth maintaining. Enemies, when managed, become tools to consolidate loyalty, display power, and shape perception. Trying to please everyone ensures that no one fears, respects, or follows you. Strategic enmity creates obedience faster than blind affection ever can. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I command respect, not approval. Now that you understand the hidden rules society wants to keep secret, you can no longer remain ordinary. Those who follow blindly will stay unnoticed, overlooked, and powerless. But you, after seeing the 9 dark rules, can step into a different league. You know that the world respects cunning over kindness, strategy over obedience, and influence over popularity. The choice is yours. Continue obeying commands you were raised on, or break these rules intelligently and become untouchable. Remember, people will admire you, but they will follow only those who show strength, decisiveness, and calculated presence. Those who try to control you will watch closely, but they will not be able to predict your moves. Your power grows when others underestimate you, when you act with purpose, and when you wield these dark lessons carefully. Out of these 9 rules, which one will you break first? Which rule will you use to change your life and rise above mediocrity? Comment below, because declaring your intent is the first step to mastering it. Don't forget to like this video, share it with those who need the truth, and subscribe to the channel, because the content here isn't entertainment, it's survival, influence, and power distilled into action. You cannot afford to lose this knowledge or let it slip into the hands of the unprepared. You were not born to follow, to blend in, or to obey. You were born to command, to influence, and to rise. The moment to begin is now. Take control of your life, your image, and your power. Remember this: you were born to rule, not to obey. Start today.